Hi guys, this is the second video from our coronavirus remote work sessions, like Amazon, but with swords. It's great. I'm James, this is my compatriot Derek, Steel Baron. He's part of the Victorian class. We work a lot together on the 1595 curriculum and also just have fun. We're friends. So this video is going to focus a little bit more on footwork, and I have Derek here to help facilitate that in the beginning. But what we're basically talking about is differentiating our foot actions from our body actions and how our foot actions affect the rest of our body. And I'll give you closer views of this in a second, but what we're really talking about is our shifts in our feet. So we have our forward shift, and I have malalignment issues with my knees. Please don't take the view of my own feet as gospel. It will work out for your feet differently probably. We have, this is the forward shift, right? Yeah, forward shift, where we pick up our heel and rotate on our toe. And then we have our outward shift, which is the opposite. We pick up our toe and rotate on our heel to our outside. So I'm going to use something that I think is universal to most swords. It can work in sabre, especially when we start doing a little bit more of the in front of the body, kind of Russ Mitchell style parries from his works. And so if we start on guard, what Derek is going to give me first is a cut one, which I will parry with the very in front of my body parry one. Cool. So what I did in that action is I picked up my heel and rotated on my toe forward, which brought my body facing this line here instead of straight on. And now this puts me in this weird position. Some people might say this isn't a great position because he's coming at me this way, I'm facing this way. But the way this actually works out is I have now chambered myself to do a really cool action with my saber, which if it's a straight bladed weapon, it's a thrust, we'll call this a push cut. But I've parried, and now by realigning myself this way, my line of fence this way, I can push into Derek. I can give him this nice push cut, and if I did really well, maybe he's got like some thing, he's like, oh no, I don't want to fence you anymore. Great. So this created this nice situation where I'm powerful in my stance. If he's still alive and kicking and wants to continue to address me, all I really need to do is redress over here with some shifts. It's great. The other thing that we can do, if Derek is being cut two, is my outward shift. So this is the opposite. I've taken my toes up and rotated on my heel outwards. I'd say this is about a 45-degree angle, because if it's not, you're over-rotating and putting your knee and your feet in danger. Because if he were to start to do some savate things, he could kick my knee, and that would be bad. In this case, it'd be kind of ridiculous to try and do a backwards lunge. But I'm going to do essentially the same thing. I'm going to extend into a push cut as I walk forward and cover his hilt. So yeah, I've got control over his blade. I've got the cross. If he's still doing something, I have complete control over him. I can resist everything. So to show you guys those two things real quick. Again, from a cut one, parry one, forward shift, push cut over reverse lunge, and then two, outward shift, push cut over an advance of the back leg. Cover the hilt because I want to make sure that that is locked in. Okay. So as Derek transitions back to the other end of the camera, the way that this works out is when I say these things, I'm not talking about the system that Russ Mitchell teaches, which is I want my saber directly out in front of me, and I want to differentiate between my shoulders, my hips, and what my legs are doing. I respect that a lot. It works really well. We're just talking about something slightly different. And so these actions look, as I just told you that you shouldn't always be keeping this out here, but if I'm cutting into another cut, since that's how we generally like to address someone cutting at us, if I cut, even without doing a full circular pace, I'm now in that same position, where as that cut moves past me, I now have every ability to move around. Really, this isn't really anything special. It's just making sure that your body is in a great position to receive the force of a cut from either direction. You get a little Italian in there, you can do this. It looks really cool on video, I'm sure, right now, as it does. But the big thing is this will help you not only your own actions in your cut, but it's also going to help you, I think, intrinsically figure out where your body wants to go from action to action. I think a lot of people's tendency, which is not wrong, some people fight like this and some people like to fight like this. It's totally fine. I believe I do it quite often. Some people like to be very much on the ball of their feet. Longsworders, it's great, works great for a longsword. Other people like to be very flat-footed. I see some people who do backsword do this. I see some other very cut-heavy systems do that. The thing that we differentiate on day one in any of our classes is we break up all of our foot actions into heel-toe, heel-toe, heel-toe. In each that, I get slight rotation of the body, whether it comes through the shoulders or the hips. And so this is just introducing a new tool to the toolbox that my students already have. If you haven't been to this class and want more information, I'm more than willing to take the excruciating level of time in a video to explain what a circular pace is. But just think about, as you're walking around, differentiating between heel-toe actions. We don't always have to do heel-toe in one direction. When we walk, we have the ability to pause on our heel, see what's going on in a split second, and adjust our body accordingly. This is all very theoretical. This is more of I want to plant this in your mind. I want you to kind of see if you can work on that. Forward shift, push cut, outward shift, push cut. It's something that we'll probably drill in class, but I think it's just it will hopefully cement this idea of heel-toe actions from here on out. If you have any questions, please message me on YouTube, Facebook, Slack, if you're on Slack. Thanks.